Special meeting for the San Bernardino International Airport Authority. It is approximately 10 a.m. Madam Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
Certainly. Please state your names for the record. Members from the City of Colton.
Frank Navarro.
Thank you. Please also note Member Echevarria in the audience. Members from the City of Loma Linda.
Phil Duper.
Thank you. Member from the County of San Bernardino, 3rd District.
Don Rao.
Thank you. And members from the City of San Bernardino.
Helen Tran.
Thank you. And Member Shrutt is also in the audience, but okay, thank you. All right.
Okay. We do have a closed session item, and I will ask our attorney to read us into closed session this morning.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, actually, we have not, I put this on for closed session in anticipation of hearing back from opposing counsel. I have not heard back from him, so I'm happy to give an update if you'd like to the other members who weren't there as to what we're talking about, but other than that, I don't have any new information.
Yeah, let's update him. Okay, let's take a few minutes to give him an update. Yeah. There he is. You will reconvene our meeting and have the attorney read us out of closed session, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As to the one item in closed session, direction was given, but no reportable action was taken.
Thank you. We now open up our open session, and Supervisor Rob, would you do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure. If you'll please stand and join me in salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any items to be added or deleted, Madam Clerk?
No items.
Thank you. Any conflict of interest at this time? Hearing none? No informational items, Mr. Burrows? No, sir. Thank you. We have no consent calendar. Commission action items. Number 2, consider and adopt resolution number 2023-04 of the San Bernardino International Airport Authority, changing the time the regular meetings of SBIAA Commission and amending resolution number 2012-11.
Move for approval. Second.
I have a motion from Mayor Tran and a second from Supervisor Rao.
Thank you very much. We have a motion by Member Tran and a second by Member Rao. Please state your votes for the record. Member Navarro.
Yes.
Member Duper.
Yes.
Member Rao.
Yes.
Member Tran.
Yes.
And Member Sanchez.
Yes.
Thank you. That item passes unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3. This is to approve a lease agreement at the Thunder International Group with Thunder International Group Incorporated for building number 56. Daryl Hale, please.
And Daryl is actually meeting with the proposed tenant currently, so I'll cover his item for you.
Okay, thank you.
So building 56 is the former commissary building. It's what we call the new commissary building, not the old commissary building, because that's underneath Stater Brothers now. And this structure is one of the newest buildings in the former Norton Air Force Base inventory. It was actually completed construction by the Air Force back in 1987. So for us, that's new. But we, over the years, have had multiple tenants in this space. The southerly third of the space is currently vacant. It was most recently occupied by County Fire during the pandemic for an emergency operations center. And since that time, we've had it on the market to try to attract a new freight forwarder. Prior to County Fire being in there, we had a base freight forwarder called Prime Flight that had occupied it, and that helped facilitate international air cargo as well as domestic cargo. Thunder is exactly in that very same business. They do quite a bit of work in Asia and throughout North America, and want to establish a presence here in San Bernardino. Their current location is in the City of Industry, but they also have 6 locations across the country. And so the 35,000 square foot southerly suite would be occupied by them. There would be limited truck traffic associated with this particular operation because cargo comes in, it actually gets unpacked, it gets resorted, it gets repacked, and then eventually it leaves to its final destination. So they also are engaged in ocean freight as well as ground freight. So pretty much every retailer that you can think of, they have contracts with. And most recently secured a new contract with Shopify, who happens to be the new tenant of our friends at San Manuel. So they're very eager to move forward. This actually would provide some much needed rental income off of this space because it has been vacant. And they look to employ about 20 new positions with this particular operation, but do see a lot of demand out there. And we are hearing from them already that they're looking at the suite next door to expand into as they move forward. So the tenant improvements would be basically converting some shop space and former office into active warehouse area. But that will be done at their expense through their licensed contractor. Mr. Barrow and his team will be doing the construction management and oversight. And obviously that would be permitted through the city of San Bernardino. But they're very anxious to move forward and appreciate your consideration.
Comments, questions from members? Hearing none, no public comment?
No public comments.
Thank you.
Move for approval?
Second.
Okay. Supervisor Ra moves for approval, second by Councilmember Sanchez.
Thank you very much. We have a motion by Member Tran and a second by Member Sanchez. Please state your votes for the record. Member Navarro.
Yes.
Member Duper.
Yes.
Member Rao.
Yes.
Member Tran.
Yes.
And Member Sanchez.
Yes.
Thank you. That item passes unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 4. This is to ratify the purchase of 2 2023 Ford Lightning trucks with Citrus Motors in Ontario and Puente Hills Ford in the amount not to exceed $147,478. Mr. Burrows, question.
Yes, as of last fall, you'll recall that the next phase of converting our fleet vehicles to electric and alternative fuels, the commission authorized purchase of 2 Ford Lightnings, one for maintenance and the other for the development construction division with Fairview Ford. And regrettably, Fairview is still unable to source those vehicles, even though they were getting indications from the manufacturer that that would not be an issue. So since that time, staff have been scouring the land and across the country to find available vehicles. Thankfully, we were able to happen upon these 2 vehicles. Both dealers were very cooperative. In fact, they had been contacted multiple times in the past, so they knew how long we've been in the marketplace for this. And 2 other cities were in queue to actually purchase these, and they elected to hold the vehicle in order for us to place the order. We have now, after discussions with the commission president, we were able to place those orders, and the vehicles are en route. So we expect a Lightning Pro and an XLT, and we've now been able to secure a Pro and an XLT. So we were able to do it, but it was not easy.
So I remember this conversation back in the day.
And you forewarned us.
I know, just because I was kind of looking in shopping and they were not to be seen. So maybe it was because they were working with entities like us, but apparently not. So I just got an email 3 days ago that said that Ford has now lowered the MSRP on that truck.
Yes, and it particularly the Pro, we got at a very, very attractive price. Prior to that, we were looking $20,000, $30,000, almost $40,000 markups. But the issue that we were having in purchasing and the like, you could get to the dance, but they wouldn't let you actually place the order. And being able to find 2 vehicles in stock in inventory that we could get at a reasonable cost was from our standpoint and Mr. Cousineau's analysis, good value. Because particularly with other model types and other manufacturers, we were still getting the same. We looked at Chevy as an alternative and could not actually place an order. So it's been a challenge.
So the amount that we're authorized up to, are we paying any markup on these 2?
The XLT has a slight markup, but the Pro literally was held at the advertised listing price plus tax. And again, they're in high demand. They just are. We literally have had people offer to sell us the rights to their order, I mean, for a ridiculous amount of money, which of course we're not going to do.
Right.
Because we've got to have competitive procurement. But this puts us in good shape with all of the green energy objectives for particularly the truck fleet for the time being.
Right. We're dealing with that at the county right now.
We continue to look, and county purchasing was very helpful too, but also echoed some of the same frustrations.
Okay.
So for instance, Fairview, I just spoke to the owner of the dealer just last week, and he can get us an electric van, but he still is unable to source the truck. So we plugged the hole for a little bit, and then we'll go back to the market within about an 18-month window if it looks attractive at that point. But
Okay.
you called it, Supervisor.
I just knew they were hard to come by.
They're still very hard to come by, yeah. So, but these dealers did cooperate, and they did hold the line for us, and we appreciate it.
Cool.
Would have liked to keep it all in the county, but we got halfway there.
Okay.
I will move approval on the item if there are no more comments.
No comments, no other comments or
Second.
questions?
Nope, second.
Okay, I have a motion to approve by Supervisor Rao. Chair will entertain a second.
Yeah, Mayor
Oh,
Tran.
I'll second that.
Second, okay,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Mayor.
Thank you very much. We have a motion by Member Rao and a second by Member Tran. Please state your votes for the record. Member Navarro.
Yes.
Member Duper.
Yes.
Member Rao.
Yes.
Member Tran.
Yes.
And Member Sanchez. Thank you. That item passes unanimously.
Okay. Do you have no other items on the agenda this morning, Madam Clerk?
No other items
So then we'll move on to adjournment. We are now adjourned.
and no
Thank
other
you,
public
everybody.
comments. No public comments on
Yep.
outside on any other items.
You want to make a public comment, John?
Nice to see you too. I'm doing well.
Nobody, there's nobody here going to ask, right?
Hey, we can't.